really nice that we have scorekeepers here, and everybody has a good sound on.
Camera like it. The microphones are on for it.
30 points. 30 points.
30 points. Good morning. We're live here, and we are in the process of preparing for this match that is actually underway. And I am going to have to turn the mic over to my good friend Gary, who is going to do the play-by-play between Pedro and also George Ashby, two national champions. So I'm going to turn this over to him. I have a long-distance phone call, and we'll be right back. Yellow.
And right now, George Ashby is up by 2 right now. Pedro doesn't have it yet, any points. We'll see if he connects here. A very calculating, methodical player. But you have to be to win the Pan American Championship. Beautifully played. He works on every shot, thinking every angle. Very smooth stroke. Nice. Don't know what he's going to do here. It's a difficult position. Just might be pulling it around the table. Is the spin still there? It looks like he's got a lot of spin left. Did not make it. Wow, that was so close. You'll see these players a lot of times when they want to use a spin. It's amazing how they change from the using force to soft touch and spin. They know exactly how to hit the ball to get it to do what they want it to do. Right. I don't know what Pedro's doing. Maybe his arm's a little tight. It's morning, about 9 o'clock, so he's been playing all week. Maybe his arm's a little tight and just trying to loosen it up there. It looks like the only thing he has here is some type of a kick. Taking those angles out. George held a small clinic on Thursday before the tournament began. Had several players and interested people that wanted to learn a little bit more about three-cushion billiards. He told them about different systems and angles and how the game should be played. Very knowledgeable person. Oh, very good try. But that was a hard leave.
Thank you. Good. All right. So what's the score here, Gary?
It is 2-2 at the moment.
Okay. Well, that looks. Oh, it's just a tad long. Well, I think these two champions, Gary, are probably at this point. It's the first match. They have a round robin. There's 8 finalists here. Perhaps they might be feeling themselves out just a little bit, and tables have just been vacuumed, balls have just been cleaned. And so I think they're just kind of getting into their rhythm, so to speak, and I have a suspicion one of them is going to catch on fire at some point during this match. It should be a good one.
Seeing that it's the beginning of the morning, or they've just woken up, they've probably got to get the cobwebs out of their heads too. It's hard to do that this early in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, it sure is for me. As a matter of fact, it'll be interesting how clear I'm speaking as we go through this first match. But I have coffee in my hand, so hopefully that'll be helpful. And I hope everyone out there that's watching and listening enjoys this match as much as Gary and I will be.
I think my coffee's just starting to kick in.
Well, good. That's good to hear. So what was your toughest match yesterday?
Definitely it was with Jamil Israel.
Oh.
He's always a very good player.
You won that match, though, did you not?
I ended up winning it. It was a tough one all the way along, though. And I'm kind of his Achilles heel. I would have hoped that he would have, in a way, for my interest, I was hoping when he played Ashby that he would have beaten Ashby. That would have given me a chance to get into the finals. But it didn't happen.
Well, speaking of the finals, and of course... Go ahead. No, please, Gary.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Because Jamil, I've seen him, and he can string, some points together. He has a very aggressive approach to the game.
Yes, he's a kind of a rhythm player, isn't he?
Yes.
Once he gets into rhythm, he's like a buzzsaw. And so, yeah, I agree. Well, congratulations on that match.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, of the players that are left in the tournament, if a note has not already been given to everyone, I'm going to go down the list, and hopefully I am not in error. I'll do it in alphabetical order, but George Ashby, who is playing the match with Pedro Buendonero. I have a hard time pronouncing his name. Can you pronounce Pedro's last name?
I believe it is Pedro Buena.
Pedro Buena.
I could very well be wrong, too.
And I apologize for probably destroying the pronunciation of his name. So those two. Then we have Sunny Cho. We have Mehmet Goran from Turkey. I'm going down the list here. We have Gilbert Najim. He is by the way, he is the only B player that made it into the finals. So we're, me being a B player myself, anytime a B player gets to play with the A players and has a chance to win it all, I must say I kind of root for the underdog, if you will. We have Hugo Patino, who is the current U.S. national champion. We have Mazen Shuni, who is a former national champion, I think in 2006. And we have Adrian Viguera. So I hope that is the 8 people, and I mentioned everyone. And so, as you can see by the names that, this is a list of the who's who in 3-cushion billiards. So we're very fortunate to have these gentlemen here playing at the Carom Club. And we've had a wonderful, 4 days. We had George Ashby do his workshop on Thursday. The players came in to practice on the tables. And then, of course, the tournament started Friday, Saturday. And today, what time do you think this thing will get over, Gary?
I don't know. They are playing to 30 points. And they were supposed to play around last night, but they didn't. They decided it was late and that they would start this morning. So it's going to be a marathon session today.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Well, back to the match at hand. What score do we have here?
Oh, it's Ashby 2 now, Pedro 6. And Pedro's up now. He's probably going to go off the right side of the yellow, and go to the short rail first, long rail, then long rail again. I wish we could draw on this screen that we have. Oh, no, he's changed his mind. He's looking at the red now. So they have many options. When you're up there and you're looking, you see many different options to shoot. He might be playing this just because of safety, or he's, as you can tell, he made it. He maybe feels more comfortable with the shot.
Yeah, there's certain individuals, it seems, that I know your game pretty well because you and I spar back and forth. There are certain shots that when I leave you that shot, I might as well just give you a point for you. You know, there are certain shots that you're just not going to miss. And Pedro, of course, at his level, almost every shot that he shoots is one that he's not going to miss.
He knows them all, I think.
Except for that one right there.
He didn't know that hole was that large, I think.
What appropriate timing on my part.
But you notice on that last shot, too, I think he played that because he wanted to leave if...
What's the score? Score's now 9-2, Pedro. So he's ran 2, and then he ran 4, and then he ran 2.
Oh, no, must have been next one in there.
Yeah, and one more for 9. Yep. So 9-2 is the score. Let me apologize for the score. We are in a booth, commentating booth, and we are not privy to the scoreboard. So we get that information from people that come in and say, here's the score now. So we're going to try to keep track of the score here by pen and paper, but bear with us if we're not as good as we should be. Speaking of Gilbert Najem, you see him off sitting. He's playing on the second table. He's the only B player that has made it to the final round, and again, I wish him luck.
From Los Angeles?
Yes, what a wonderful guy. Picked him up at the airport, and just a real gentleman, and so we wish him well.
He really enjoys the game, and also, from what I understand, it's only a couple-hour drive to where Pedro's billiard hall is, and he's played with them often, so apparently I'm sure that must have improved his game tremendously.
Absolutely, good point.
They like the soft shots because the angles are always there. It doesn't slide when it's not forced. And if you're good shooting those soft shots, it's more accurate. So they don't try to hit it. They try to hit it as soft as possible, just because of that accuracy.
Control. Yep.
Sure.
Maintain the control. And I think that's one of your strong suits, I may add. You're not a hard shooter, and when you're scoring, you're usually scoring because you're hitting the ball at the kind of speed that you see Pedro shooting right now. He seems to be really in stroke and seems to be controlling the table quite well. One other thing about Gilbert Najem, the other reason, selfishly, that I want him to do well is because I'm a Longoni dealer, and my good friend Ken Lee has sent out some Longoni cues that people have been drooling over, and Gilbert is interested in perhaps buying one of those cues, and with the money winnings today, maybe he will do that. So anyhow, enough of that. to play. Boy, being in the middle of the table is one of the hardest things for me. But look at that.
The accuracy is right there,
Oh
isn't
my
it?
gosh, isn't that just absolutely wonderful?
You know, on a position like that, you see sometimes that they have that trick shot where you force follow on the red going, you know, it's kind of like a long ticky. Short
Yes.
rail, long, short, and then back to it.
Yes.
But
He's playing the ticky, isn't he?
he's,
No, he's not. He's playing off the right side of the red rail first. Is that correct?
Yeah, rail first.
No.
Rail first. You're right. That was rail first.
Huh?
That was a very good shot.
Boy, what do you do now? Do you
A reverse off
off the yellow, left side of yellow, and
or right side? It's hard to tell.
yeah.
Or he's going to go. Or he could go all the way around the table.
Looks like
Five
he's going off
rails?
the left side. This should be interesting.
Or he's just going to drop it in behind it. Oh, I reversed that way.
Yes. Oh
That's
gosh,
beautiful.
what a wonderful control of the
How,
shot.
how do you compete against that? You know, George Ashby has to sit and just watch. I mean, when somebody's shooting that good, and it's not that he's shooting bad. It's just that Pedro is just not missing, and he's getting these leaves, and he's making them.
Absolutely, yeah. What do you do?
You just have to sit and watch.
It's like the days when you and I played straight pool, and one of us would be on a run, and you just kind of sit there and let the other guy, and all you do is rack the balls, and that's about all you can
And
do.
I must add, my butt got pretty tired and sore sitting there watching you run.
Yeah, right. I wish that were the case. Ooh, that looks kind of long, or not?
Boy, I don't know how that's
That
going to come
looks
off. It looks like it's,
awful long.
but look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, right
he
there.
got it. What a wonderful shot.
I
Boy.
think I might have missed one, but I think he's on a run of 8 right now. I guess he must have heard about that $100 for the high run of
Yes.
the finals, and he's trying to take advantage of it.
Exactly. A little incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Nice feathered shot. He's got to really feather it. Oh,
he
he
missed it.
feathered
It's-
it too much.
Well, let me see if that was 8. I think that was 8.
Deb, would you mind doing me a favor?
Yeah,
Give me
very.
another coffee and say it's for the commentators, so there's no charge.
So now he's at 17 to 2. It's not insurmountable, but it's a tough one to come back from.
Yes,
Unless George can
yes.
catch on fire and put Pedro where he can't shoot. George is feathering more of his shots now. I think he was more forceful before. Oh, did that just...
Oh, my God.
I thought it was going to top. Oh, I guess he must have hit it.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Oh, maybe not. Now they're discussing if it did. They're saying it didn't. Yeah, I would have thought it was right on too. I guess they're discussing it. He just said he doesn't think he's as good as he thought he was.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Well,
doesn't he?
sometimes you play to the roll too. Sometimes tables aren't. Nothing's exactly perfect, and I've often made a shot and I thought it was going to hit, and it just slid away. Sometimes there's that slight bit of roll,
Sure.
or maybe the spin on the ball wouldn't help take it away from your shot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If somebody knows how to run that radio, he knew how to run that thing.
I do.
Could you get some light? I will do that, Clancy. It would cover up the no voices talking. Yes, sir. No, that's fine. I'll practice.
Just missing. That was a excellent shot. Now, is he going to go rail first again off the red? Is there enough room? Must be. I think he's doing it again that way. A little bit too much. He could probably shoot a reverse if he wanted to on this, but that's kind of hard. I think he'd be going all the way down to the corner. Just a long 4L shot. Very nicely done. Not a very easy lever position. He might be able to go off the red, go long, come back down behind the yellow to the close rail here, the short rail, and then back up into the yellow, or excuse me, into the white. Not easy. It's not a very easy position. Oh. Very good try. And it leaves the two balls at the one end and the far end, and Pedro at the other, and you gives him a little bit of a harder shot. It's calculated shot plus safe. So it looks like he's going to kick for it. Go 3 rails off the red, and then have it go into the yellow. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's thinking of something else. Off the rail first with low reverse and have it come. It's a ticky kind of. Go long rail, yellow, long rail, then the short rail, then have it back up to the red.
Well, that's a tough shot, isn't it?
It is a tough shot, if that's what he's doing. Or, so he was going that route. See,
it's hard to miss that kiss because that ball's going over there, and it's.
The way when you're looking at it on the screen, you're thinking he's going behind the yellow, and actually he was thinking about that reverse going off the. They have many different options. And it's just trying to choose the right one. That's sometimes the hardest thing, which way to go. Sometimes you could have 4 or 5 different options, and it's just a hard guess which one's the best.
That's a wonderful shot.
Beautiful. And he got it.
We got it. Well, things need to change for George, and what we have 19-3.
And now it's 19-4 with this last billiard.
Now, do you know if the players, Gary, I guess I should know this, but have they decided to play to 30 points, or are they sticking with the 25?
I think they decided to go to 30, having it a little bit longer.
Okay, well, audience, you now know that the matches so far for the last 2 days have been to 25 points, and the players themselves have voted to play to 30. So. Oh, yeah, that'd be wonderful. I asked George if the music was okay that's on there right now, and he says that it is, but, if we want to change them or add some to it, that's wonderful.
Would he force it off the left, or would he make a nice, easy slice on the right?
I'd shoot a flat off the right side, but I'm not Pedro, and why do that when you can just naturally roll into the... See, I get all those kisses that he doesn't get, and I need to avoid more of those kisses.
With me, I just have to be nicer to my wife, and then I get all the kisses I need.
Is that how that works?
I think so.
Well,
it usually works, but not always.
Well, knowing Deb, she's a very nice person, and having to tolerate you certainly, must acquire a lot of patience on her part. So she's a special person.
Yes, she is.
Doesn't look like the CD player's plugged in.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks anyways, Al.
Oh, just throw it away.
Thank you.
Well, what do you do here? He's...
Looks like he's going
to kick off the red.
It's a pretty nice shot, I think.
About on 10 here. Let's see. No, he just came a little short. A little longer, and you would have deflected off the left side of that red ball and went right into the yellow. Well, I predict that George is going to score this point. Oops.
He just has to make sure that white ball misses the red.
Yes. You need to miss it, but you don't need to miss it a lot, or it could come back to here and haunt you this way, couldn't it?
Yes.
He hit that well. Right, and that should certainly, if he's got the English that I'm sure he does, that should slide right over for a billiard.
Beautifully
very nice
executed.
Shot, very, very well executed, absolutely.
It's so hard. I mean, I have so much trouble making sure that, let's say when I shoot a shot like that, that white ball goes where I want it to go.
Yep.
But when you put so much spin on it, it tends to throw it.
Yeah, you're right. Well, this one, you need to put a little high top English and get it to float over into the corner, and you need to hit it thin. Let's see how he does here. No, he knew the minute he hit that he hit it way too full.
That was a long ways to shoot the ball with a lot of spin. I mean, it throws the ball so much.
Indeed, you lose so much of the accuracy, or at least I do. I shouldn't speak for anyone else. speed and accuracy are things that it's like an oxymoron. You add speed, and you're going to lose some accuracy.
Now, is he pulling this or going all the way around?
He's pulling it.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
He's putting low right English. He's pulling it because there's no kiss. Look at that ball. Never gets close to kissing. And I got to shoot more of those because of that very factor. It's that kiss factor.
Yes.
That ball just goes right back and forth and never.
And you avoid it. I saw yesterday Mercedes loves to shoot those shots.
Yes.
Gilbert. He's big on those shots. He just loves to draw.
So I got a feeling I'm going to be doing more of those shots myself.
Or at least practicing
Maybe
them.
I can actually beat you someday.
You do all the time.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's...
Ooh, this is a tough one. A 2-rail off the yellow.
It's going around the table, I think.
Oh, I didn't know he was...
Yes, there's a lot of room there.
I didn't know he was feathering the red. I guess I didn't see that. The monitor, it really makes it tough.
A little wide.
I'm going to move these around. The next match, I'm going to give you Mason and Gorin, which will be a rematch.
Okay.
And Mason kicked Gorin's ass. And then I'm going to... he kicked his shoe. Then I think I'm going to give you Adrian and Gilbert.
Okay, well, let's do it one in a row. So it's going to be Mason against Gorin. That should be a nice match.
And it will be your rematch from the match of
You're right. You're right.
Mr. Shuley won.
Okay.
Convincingly.
Just talking to the tournament director and future president of the USBA, Dennis Diekman, and he informed us that the next TV match is going to be two wonderful players, Mason Shuney and also Mehmet Gorin. Those who aren't familiar with Mehmet, he's a wonderful player from Turkey, very nice gentleman, and knows some systems. He was going through some systems with us the other night that were very intriguing systems, and I learned a lot from the explanation of his systems. So if you ever have a chance to come across Mehmet, he's going to be in this country for a while. He's learning how to build cues, and excellent player.
It looks like he's thinking of what is called an umbrella shot. He's going to go 2 rails off the red and then into the yellow. Or he could also be thinking about going around off the red. But I would say he's going. It looks like a really well-positioned umbrella shot. 2 rails off the red. It'll go against the long rail again, and then into the yellow. I often wonder, what is he thinking when he looks at these? With me, I just get generalities.
Yes.
There it is.
Ooh,
very well
played. My gosh. Boy, I think that's, I certainly have conceived the shot, but I just don't, not sure I can perform that shot well.
It looks like we have a little bit of a break. George must be taking a break and wanting to wash his hands, take a rest. Sometimes they do this strategically just to get a breather.
Yes. Well, with the score at 21-5, you're kind of in a catch-22 situation in that you have to be somewhat aggressive because you are so far behind, and yet you have to be very conscious of the defense because your opponent only needs 4 points, or in this case, they're playing to 39 points. So, you almost have to, scratch your head and pat your stomach, or vice versa, and it doesn't work real well. It's a combination that.
How often have you seen it though, where a person will take a break? He's playing, but he's not playing well. The other person's playing excellent, like in this case Pedro is, and the person takes a break and then comes back and just catches on fire.
Yes.
It's just that break that changes the way he's thinking, maybe his attitude, the way, it just clears his head, and maybe he becomes more attuned again to the game. Maybe he was a little pressured before, and now when he takes that break, the pressure's off again, and he shoots the way he's supposed to, or he wants to.
Well, you make a good point. As everyone knows, regardless of the sport, whether it's three cushion or golf or tennis or whatever, so much of this game is a mental game, and if you are behind or ahead or whatever the situation is, you sometimes need to either clear your head or just take a fresh break and come back, and as if it's a new game. And Mehmet Gorn and I were speaking in the broadcast yesterday, and we talked about the psychology of the game, and so there's a lot to that.
I'm saying, no, he's a big video person.
So they're taking a little break, and they should be back in a few minutes.
She keeps going, so you've got to come out here and order her. She laughed when I said I was going to tell you to do that. You're not going to go there?
He's a smart man. You don't think we've both been married for this many years to not know how to do
I've
it?
been sweet talking her. I've been stuck my tongue in her. Okay.
My tail's between my legs when it comes to that.
Okay, well, she's really close to actually agreeing to keep score.
Okay.
But so if you see me, pat her body or something like that, it's not because I want a scorekeeper.
Okay.
If she doesn't want to, I wouldn't put a lot of pressure on her.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
We're having fun.
All right,
Okay.
that's good.
She may relent and do one game
Okay.
next game. That's all I want from her is one game, actually, until the crowd show up.
Yep. I mean, we all can be, but he's at a different level than
Well, I think we ought to thank everybody for waking up and tuning in,
Yes, it's
especially this early in the morning.
yeah, very early for me. Not a morning person, and so. But hey, Pedro seems to be a morning person. Score is 21-5.
Actually, I think he seems to be a billiard person. It doesn't matter what time of the day, he
Yes.
seems to shoot well.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Regardless of the time. but I think that George was smart in taking a break, and hopefully he'll clear his head and start scoring some billiards. But so far, Pedro has had his way so far. So
You can see if you have a wide screen, Hugo Patino is sitting down now. He must be playing Gilbert on the next table.
mm-hmm.
I bet that's a very interesting game. I don't know what the score is.
Matter of fact, let me just peek.
Okay.
I'll let you know what that is.
Hugo yesterday was just playing excellent. He was just making unbelievable shots. Very good shot maker. When you see him walk around the table, it's almost like somebody's dancing around the table. Slight dance, not really dancing wildly, but he has a kind of a what is that? How would you describe how Hugo walks around the table? It's kind of like a dance step, isn't it?
Well,
you can see him kind of. There's a little bit of a rhythm to it.
Yeah, there's a kind of a Fred Astaire quality to Hugo. He's got a spring in his step, and the better he plays, the more spring there is. So you don't want to be playing Hugo when he's Fred Astaireing his way around the table. That's not a sign that you're going to have a good game with him. I agree with you. Regarding the score of the Gilbert Najm Hugo Patina, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, but from what I could tell from the score, it was somewhere around 21-7. So it hasn't been a close game so far, but that can change. And speaking about changing, we are now back to our game against Pedro and George, and George made his first shot. So.
Now that looks like a difficult leave.
Well,
there's not too many good angles there, is there?
Can he feather the red ball in a... Oh, no, he's not going to do that.
He's going to reverse
the rail. He's going to shoot a 2-on-1, isn't he, Gary?
Yes, I think so.
It's a nice shot.
It's a tough one, but
it is a tough one.
Look
oh,
at that.
My gosh, was
very
that
well played.
Wonderful shot. Just beautiful shot. What do you do here? Do you go? You can't go too full off white. You'll have white become a adversary. But I think with some English, about a quarter of a ball, he should be able to come short into this corner.
I think so. You can go long.
And you can go long. I myself would go short, but he's going long, and I.
It happens to me so often.
Yes, I think it was. Is it George Ashby or Mamet that mentioned to me the best way to shoot that shot is to try to hit the ball. And obviously it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but he says he's found out that the more he tries to hit the ball, the more likely he is not to hit the ball. Now, I'll try it and see what happens.
Another kick shot. He's going off the short to the long. He's a little bit too long.
Too long. Well, 21-7. Pedro needs 9, and I've certainly seen George Ashby run some billiards before, so let's see what happens here.
I don't remember. I've read before what George's high run was. I'm sure it was around 18, 20.
Yeah, somewhere in the 20 mark. Anybody that can run 20 can certainly
Come
get
back.
back in this game.
Absolutely. Well,
I don't like white here. Do you like white here? Oh, I see.
He was trying.
Yes, he was trying to hit that short rail, wasn't he?
Yes.
Playing a 2-on-1
And safe.
and safe. Yes.
He in this type of a position that George is at, he has to think about safe with every shot.
Think about safe, and yet he has to be aggressive.
Yes.
He needs points. So it's a tough position to be in, but if anybody is up to the task, it would be George.
He's going to go reverse off. He's going to hit the long rail and then reverse it off the red. This will be a beautiful shot if he makes it.
This is my computer is fried. I can't even get access to print another one of these.
Nicely done. He executed that beautifully.
Copy I can put on.
So why don't you make a copy of my printer, and that copy won't show up?
You think?
I think it'll be better than that one.
Well, you're right about that. Stupid me.
This is, I think for either one of us, is probably not a real difficult shot. We just want to get the ball rolling and drop it in the corner. So, we take our time and just make that point. And he's got a nice position shot. He'll probably shoot, a 5 railer around, maybe 6 or 7 perhaps.
Yes. This is your stuff.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
That's what he's doing. He's going up. Huh? Maybe he's thinking where the red's going.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to get that kiss.
Exactly. He's trying to avoid the kiss. So he's looking at the trajectory of red to see if there's any intersecting going on here. Let's see what happens. It looks like he's playing it short. No? I guess
He could go off the red, off the short rail if he pulls it, and then come behind the yellow too. Maybe he's thinking that.
That's possible, but I can't see him doing that. I think he's going to go around
Yes, I think
5 to 7 rails.
Yes, definitely.
He's really focusing on red here. What is red going to do?
Oh, and he got it
and
out
he
of the way.
avoided it, and the angle looks short enough.
Oh boy, it came off that rail.
Wouldn't that have been something?
Shorter.
And no kidding.
They were coming off long.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe this screen tends to make those long rails look shorter.
Yeah.
Because of the closeness.
Yep. Very possible.
It did look like it came off real. I thought it was going to go drop into the corner and back out, but it just took that nice angle. Of course, it didn't have the spin on.
Mm-hmm.
So that spin would that lack of spin helps it too come out shorter.
Well, he's on, a run of 4?
Yes, I think it's 25 now.
You are the dude, man.
What a genius.
You are the dude.
Genius.
Well, You know, I've been practicing this shot a little bit.
It is a
Gary.
nice shot.
It is a nice shot, and it's a 3-4-way shot.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of things can happen to score on this one.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
I just hope that I can get somewhere in the vicinity of the ball. So a lot of times I'll either get trying to pull it. Now it looks like he was almost like using reverse, so that when I would come back, it would spin right back into the ball. It was
Yes.
excellent way of
Yes,
approaching
absolutely. Yeah.
I have like 6, 10 items, but it's a question of where to put them. At least it's not raining now, right? Outside.
Yeah, see, that's
They're videotapes and things, you know, $20, something like that.
Here's the problem. It's really curtailed our raffle situation. There are legal issues about raffling and auctioning things off the internet.
This isn't the internet.
Okay, so then
How about I could just leave these, and when the tournament's over, you can see if you can get some money for them, and if you can't, then send them back.
okay,
You know?
I'll put it on AZ Billiards and USBA site on what you have.
No. This is just, you know, I have a
it. Oh,
problem.
just a little short.
We have to know. So if I tell them this is an auction
Yeah.
donated by,
The estate of Carl Conlon.
okay,
Not by me. This is Carl Conlon shit. Oops. Are you ambidextrous? You can use both hands. Good.
okay, that's good.
There are selected videotapes. They're really weird things. It's 15 years old, silently, and, you know, cool minds, and, you know, they're Accustats tapes.
Now, what is the...
Well, see, what happens is each item has a separate piece of paper. It's put there, and a silent auction takes place. I write down my name, and minimum bid, $20. I write $20. Someone writes, right, 25. And I come back, and I write 30. Or someone else writes 30. But you gotta have this stuff out. You gotta keep it under supervision. And there's no space here for me. Okay. So, you know, I'm still willing to leave this thing. It's just a small little grocery bag full of some videotapes and things.
Make sure I get that, and then I will do exactly what you said now. So now let's, in a perfect world, we're going to sell all these.
$20 a piece. You know, I got one set of videotapes for my videotapes. Instructional queue building. I charge $600 for them, so you better sell those for $100. Right? So there's, you know, $200, $300 and
Does
get
the money go to? Where does
the money goes to the club,
this club?
to recompense them for their.
Oh my God!
Well, you guys added what, a couple thousand? The club did somehow.
Yes.
Right? So I'm a sponsor of the club.
Thank you so much.
And if I expect they come to Grand Rapids again, I can get in and play here without too much of a hassle.
Well, we might want to ID and make sure you're a naturalized citizen.
No, this money ain't going to the
USBA. Okay.
No, this is
Wonderful.
for the club.
Thank
But
you
again,
so much.
it sounds like, and if in a couple of months you still got the stuff, you can't get it in.
We'll just send it back.
Send it back.
Make sure we get together on that. And hey, at some point, we need to find out what the amount is. We need to find out the money.
Right. I can't get my computer. It's fucked up. It's I keep saying, get Tommy. He can handle this alone. Gary can do this.
You never said he couldn't.
Oh, a nice little ticky. Had a few open innings there. Now they're starting to make some more billiards again. I think he's going to go off the white, off the left. Looks like a natural angle there. Oh, I've had myself so many of those shots where they would just go by, just missing the ball. He's probably going to go long off the right side. And just go nice, easy 3-rail shots. Very softly done. Nice. Maybe not the position that he had hoped for, but I think he's going to go off the red. Have the red go against the long rail, then the short, get it out of the way. So he's got to draw it all the way down to the lower left corner down here. Not all the way down to the corner, but in that vicinity.
I apologize for leaving the booth so much, but seem to be wearing a lot of hats today, and he missed it. He played it short. And how's George doing? Well, we got it to 8. He's gonna have to start stringing some numbers together. George, is he yellow?
Yeah, George is yellow.
What do you think of going around and playing it short? No, he's not.
No, that right there, off the yellow, then off the long. Excuse me.
Oh, draw. Okay, he's gonna pull it this way. Is that?
Or he can go off the left side of the white
2-on-1,
and just do a regular three cushion long short.
Yeah.
But no, it looks like he's going to be
he's
pulling.
Pulling it. Yeah. That's
which is a good shot
what
too.
It looks like.
No. He was, like I originally said, he was going to do it that way. I mean, it's a nice angle.
Oh, it's a very nice touch. Very nice touch, George.
And it's surprising how the ball will take off on that. You don't have to put a lot of spin on to get that angle.
Yes.
He's putting a little draw to get it into the corner. Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Beautiful.
You know that. Boy, I sure have made a lot more points learning about how draw can affect the shortening or lengthening, depending on obviously what you're wanting to do with the angles of the balls.
Yeah, it's all how the ball is struck, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like he's going around the tail.
He's going to try to miss red.
Yes, beautiful.
Go around.
That should be good.
That should be good.
See?
What a nice shot.
Take a break and...
Yeah.
And I noticed now, of course, you have to go hit it a little bit harder for those long shots, but I think he's becoming a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Is he going to feather this?
He has to.
Yeah. He's going to feather this red and go right into the corner.
Oh, that's a tight corner.
He can feather. And which he did very well.
That has to. Ooh.
And you notice
and
here
he got it.
Where red is located.
Nice position.
Nice position. He could go off white. He could
and
go
that would be
off
the safe shot,
red.
is to go off white, and that keeps white down there.
That keeps white down there. And when the score is 27, keeping the white down there is not a bad idea.
But it's such a nice angle off the red to go
Yes,
to the white
yes,
too.
I
And he
know.
might feel confident enough to do it.
Yes, I know. Would you shoot off the left side or the right side of red?
Oh, I would shoot off the left side.
Hmm.
Or his right. No, his left, excuse me.
And that's exactly what he did. And that certainly looks long enough, and that should be a billiard.
Yes.
Very good shot.
I think he's on a 5 now, so he's got a little bit to come back from it. It's a pretty large number, but
Got to start somewhere.
every billiard counts.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do? Do you play thin off white and go short, long, and go into red?
Oh, it depends on where that.
It looks
He's
like
up against the
that's what
rail,
he's
so he's
doing.
got to go thin off white. But that white will get down there too. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Oh,
get
yeah. Yeah,
into the
you're right.
mix. No, he's going off the rail first. Looks like he has the space. Oh, beautiful. See that white ball a lot of times?
Watch it. Ooh.
That white ball a lot of
Ooh,
times
I
will
thought
come
he
into
was-
the mixer. Like
Yes,
I've shot that so
you
many
called
times.
it. You called it.
You know, if it can miss that, the other ball, it's a beautiful shot. There's just that, how many times when you get those around the table shots and they get kicked out at the last minute.
Absolutely.
It's just like that. It's coming. There's a chance that you might miss it,
You're right.
but there's a good chance you're not going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to do a little ticky here. He was thinking either off the white or yellow or off the red. Now he's thinking off the red. Not decided yet. He's got to look it over. I think off the yellow would be beautiful.
You think off the yellow is the
Yeah.
better?
I might be wrong. It all depends on how he's worried about maybe throwing it away. But I think off the yellow is a nice choice.
It certainly looks as though
But it's
that's
a stretch.
what he's stroking for.
It's a stretch though for him, so I don't know. Maybe that's what he's worried about. Is you lose a little bit of control when you stretch.
Indeed.
Oh, he's changed his. He's doing a little bit more of a kick again. He's going back and forth.
Back and forth, isn't he? And obviously hit yellow and then into red. What
Beautiful
a
shot.
Wonderful shot. Boy.
Let me see. He needs just 2 more.
See now, Gary, we know all those shots. Every shot.
That last shot, I knew that.
Well,
You're presupposing I know that shot.
well, okay. Maybe I'm taking license here, but I know that you know that shot. And,
Yes, but
and
executing
most of
it.
them know that shot. But these guys execute those shots.
Yes.
And that's the primary difference. Now
Now
he's
the
on a, go
Now
ahead.
the question is, does he execute it with the figures, the numbers, or does he do it with
Feel and intuitive.
It's
Yes.
got to be a little. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yes. There must be some sort of controversy on score, so there is some sort of discussion. We are going to.
Maybe the other person. Maybe a number was scored before or after. They have now they're trying to. Yep, it must be something with the score they were keeping and the scorekeeper.
So we'll see how that gets straightened out. They're both gentlemen, so
Yes, it looks like they're in.
they'll figure that out. And the way we have the score, not that we're the official scorekeepers,
And we were using what they had on the wall.
and we were using what was marked on the wall. That's all we can indeed go by, we're showing a score of 29-13. But that match is over.
That must have been the last shot. So
That must have been the last shot. So at some point, a point was
not added
onto the wall. So the game is over, and congratulations to Pedro for a good